Welcome again to this fine dining course. Congratulations, so far you have reached to a very good chunk of it. In today's segment, we are going to have the etiquette to follow on hot drinks. But before we dive there, I would like to introduce you to different types of cups that are used for tea or for coffee and how to notice the difference between the two. In front of me, I have two types of cups. This type and this type. For you to notice which should be a teacup and a coffee cup, I would like to give you some few tips. Teacups are different from coffee cup from their form, their design, and also the easiest way to notice a teacup from a coffee cup is to check on the handles. A coffee cup is slightly wider inside and the handles can accommodate 2 fingers. That's the easiest way to notice a coffee cup. A teacup was made with slightly wider rim to allow the aroma and the flavor to really expand. And then the handle can only accommodate 1 finger. When we are holding a teacup, we put 1 finger inside. Or we can slightly do like this, holding a teacup. What you need to avoid when you're holding both a teacup and a coffee cup is this. It's called the pinky finger. Some people do this. This is a wrong way of holding. Some others do this. This is a wrong way of holding. You hold slightly with these 3. Or if you are fancy enough, you put 1 finger and then you hold like this. This way. If you use this Chinese set that is mostly used for afternoon tea, you can see the difference in handles. If I am to hold this, I will just use 1 finger and like this. This is how we hold our teacup. If I am to use a coffee cup, still hold this way, but with 2 fingers or slightly bend them inside. This needs to be bent. This is a wrong way of holding. This is a wrong way of holding, and even if you take like this without putting the other 2 fingers here, it's still a wrong way of holding. That is the difference of the 2 cups, their forms and also their handle. What you need to consider as well while pouring your tea or your coffee is the amount of liquid that needs to go in a cup. Obviously, we don't need to fill up our cup. If I'm to take milk and milk tea or milk coffee, what is the right way to pour? Usually, it's advised to pour your coffee first or your tea first before you add the milk. Or vice versa. You can choose to pour your milk and then add your coffee. The reason why people used to put milk before coffee, it's because they were trying to not break the cup with the heat from the tea. In the modern etiquette, it doesn't really matter if you pour your tea first or your milk first. Traditionally, they used to do that because the teacups were made out of porcelain. So it is not in practice. You can either choose to pour your coffee or your tea first before you pour milk, or you can choose to do vice versa. What I advise is to pour your tea first or coffee and then pour milk afterwards, so that you can know at what amount of solution that you want to make. Do you want it more concentrated, less concentrated? You can only be able to do that if you pour the milk afterwards. Let's do the pouring. I'm going to pour water in my cup, hot water. I'm going to be pouring using my left hand because it's my dominant hand. If you are a righty person, you are free to use your right hand. While pouring, always hold the lid so that you avoid a mess. When you're pouring, always do a 3/4 pouring. We're going to add a tea bag. While removing your tea bag, hold on the pepper on top. To avoid any tearing, you remove, you put it in the water, and you allow the tea bag to brew a bit. The used sachet, put it on behind your cup, on your saucer. If you want your tea bag to brew faster, you can just stir the water. Avoid squeezing your tea bag against the cup, because most people do that. They squeeze the tea cup against the cup so that it brew quickly. Don't do that. Just stir your water. It will brew to your preferred state. And once it is brewed, remove it with the help of your spoon and put it on top of the pepper or just at the saucer. Here we have our black tea. If we intend to add milk, we are going to do a second pouring, and when we do that, you pour upwards to the level that you like. Remember, the maximum of your liquid needs to be 3/4. We don't fill up, so that by the time you are picking your cup, it doesn't spill. Let's say we want to add sugar. And as it is time for stirring, we stir back and forth, back and forth. The spoon should not touch the bottom of your cup. Back and forth, at least 3 times or 4, not more. We should avoid stirring like this, making noise. This is a faux pas, so we stir back and forth, and we remove our spoon. Then you hold your cup in that form that we have just learned, like this. This is one way. Second way is to put your finger inside and close the 3 fingers downwards. Every time you want to sip, you will have to hold both sides. We should avoid drinking like this. We should avoid drinking like this. We should avoid drinking like this. While drinking, of course, we do little sips. This is also another way that I would like you to remember all the time when you're sipping your tea. Avoid making noise. This one. If your tea is really hot, allow it to cool a bit so that by the time you're sipping, you are not making any single noise. When we are having our tea, we sip looking in our cups. So we should avoid drinking looking at people. We drink looking in our tea and then we put it back. When you're having afternoon tea or in a cocktail setting where there is no table, you are called to drink your tea, and always carry your tea and your saucer. One thing to remember when you are having your tea in a standing position, always remember to carry your saucer at this level, and you drink and you return it back. You drink, you return it back. When you're in a standing position, there is no table, there is no side table, always put it on your saucer. And when you are a host, planning to host afternoon tea or serving tea in cocktails party, always give people cups with the saucer. Because if you serve cups without saucers, then you are more likely to make people have the right etiquette the wrong etiquette throughout. When you are serving tea in big groups, avoid using mugs because there is no saucer for a mug. Use teacups or coffee cups when hosting afternoon teas or cocktails.